I believe Ryan Poles may have potentially landed the best possible head coach for the future of the Chicago Bears franchise. I don't say that statement lightly, and nothing has been done on the football field yet. We all want to see this team turn things around and play winning football, but I truly believe we are on the right path, and the long term future of this team could be special. There are a few moves that Ryan Poles have made that I just sit back in amazement every once in a while and think about. Obviously, the fleecing of the Carolina Panthers with that trade of the number one pick. Now that this trade is finally complete, we can revisit one of the best trades in Bears history. Ryan Poles simply fleeced the Carolina Panthers. That is simply a fact. This is one of the most lopsided trades I've ever seen in my entire lifetime as a sports fan. I believe this will go down as easily the best trade in Bears franchise history. The Bears traded just one pick, the number one overall pick in 2023, to the Carolina Panthers, and they used that pick to take quarterback Bryce Young. And the Bears basically received four first round picks, a second rounder, and a fourth. The total haul included Caleb Williams, Darnell Wright, Luther Burden, Tyreek Stevenson, and Torrey Taylor. And on top of that, they added DJ Moore in the trade as well. This trade will be talked about for decades to come, and it helped reshape this franchise while giving Ryan Poles the assets to complete this rebuild and attract a head coach like Ben Johnson. Well done, Ryan Poles, but the job is not done yet. Another thing he was able to accomplish has been rebuilding this wide receiver room in just such a fantastic way. I remember a few instances over the past decade where I've been excited about mediocre receivers added to this franchise. A couple years back, I was excited when we traded for Chase Claypool. We all know that didn't work out, but part of the reason why I was excited was just how bad this roster has been at the wide receiver position over the last 15 years, especially during the Mitch Trubisky and Justin Field tenures as first round picks for this franchise. I really didn't want the Bears to draft Kevin White, but after taking him, I talked myself into being excited for that pick. And I think some of us even tried to believe that Byron Pringle was going to be really good in Chicago. But the point is, the state of this wide receiver room has been in flux ever since we had Brandon Marshall and Alshon Jeffrey running together for a couple of seasons. But that ended back in 2014. It's been over a decade since we had big time talent at the wide receiver position, and that was also short lived. So now Ryan Poles has brought in DJ Moore, Rome Odunze, Luther Burden, and more. Guys like Olamide Zaccheaus, Tyler Scott, and others have potential as well. But this offense is buzzing with upside and potential to deliver offensive fireworks that I've never seen in my life as a Bears fan. Caleb Williams and Ben Johnson are blessed with weapons on the offensive side of the ball. And that's just the tip of the iceberg of what Ryan Poles has done. He's been able to keep our best core players here by re signing them to value based long term contracts. He's also rebuilt this entire roster. 51 out of 53 total spots on this roster have been turned over in just 3 years. And he's managed to bring in a huge influx of young, athletic talent. This roster has gotten not only a lot better, but a lot younger as well. This year, he was able to combine that with some key veteran additions. Guys like Grady Jarrett on the defensive line, Joe Tooney and Drew Dahlman on the offensive line. We still need to see how this offensive line gels together, but on paper, this front five looks like it's very capable of protecting Caleb Williams. And if he can do what a lot of people questioned all along, if he could pull off, fixing this offensive line in one off season, this is going to be a really happy fan base. But what I really want to talk about is why I believe Ben Johnson is simply the right guy for the job. Ryan Poles might have found the best possible head coach for this franchise. I've often looked around the NFL when other franchises make head coach hirings and often find myself wishing the Bears would have hired that guy. I've always wanted the young offensive genius type of head coach. It angered me when we not only missed out on Kevin O'Connell to a division rival, but reportedly he wouldn't even take an interview with the Bears. That's how bad this franchise was down just 5 years ago. Things really have changed in Chicago. I also really like the Dolphins' hiring of Mike McDaniels. And at that time, I wished we could have a guy like that in Chicago. But now, after landing Ben Johnson, I believe it's possible we landed the best possible guy for this town and this franchise. How Ryan Poles got it done, I do not know. But Ben Johnson brought in such an impressive coaching staff around him, and he's given some incredible first impressions throughout the OTAs and when speaking to the media already. I've talked about it multiple times, but it's not just that we landed Ben Johnson, who was the big fish in this year's coaching cycle. He was the young offensive genius, and he was the hottest name in NFL circles. But it's the staff he managed to put around him. Dennis Allen alone, bringing in a guy that accomplished as your defensive coordinator, was a huge home run. But Al Harris, Eric Bieniemy, Antoine Randall L., Dan Rouchar, and so many other quality coaches. On paper, this coaching staff from top to bottom is as impressive as I've seen in the Chicago Bears in my life. It's perfect for this roster as well because we have so much young talent. Ryan Poles has committed to building through the NFL draft, and now we have an incredible coaching staff in place to develop those players. I really expect these coaches to get more out of this roster. I really believe in this staff, and I expect a couple of breakout performances in 2025. There is more reason for excitement for this fan base than any time I can remember recently. So buckle up, guys, because I believe we have a lot of fun times ahead as Bears fans, but we all know there will still be hard times. Overall, I expect a better product on the football field, more enjoyable games to watch, and a lot more wins going forward. We finally have a competent general manager, a franchise quarterback that we've waited for our entire lives, and a talented young roster and coaching staff on paper that looks like the best I've seen in Chicago. I cannot wait to see this team in action. They have a lot to prove on the football field, but the pieces are in place. Let me know how you guys feel about the future of this franchise and if you think Ben Johnson is the right man for the job. Stay tuned for year-round Chicago Bears coverage. Remember to hit that like button for me, and until next time, bear down!
The Bears.